What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask's theory videos. So this one is a kind of theory video. Here goes Link on Epona is what I believe this horse is. And there's two fairies. There's a light one and a dark one. There's plenty of theories to go around about those types of fairies, which I might get to. I'm just going to go over a kind of a thick abbreviation for all of it. Link most likely just trying to, I guess, find himself through the woods. We don't, like, obviously these woods are pretty sacred, and, you know, like, Link living in a more like RuneScape-y type of like world, it kind of seems like he ran into a legendary. This kid right here, believe it or not, is called Skull Kid. He says, "Hee hee, you two fairies did great." So almost like a burglar, like a thief in a way, is what this seems like, and he just has two fairies with him. I wonder if he has anything good on him. Huh? This guy. Well, that shouldn't be a problem. Excuse me. So, how legendary can he be? You know, he kind of just comes off to me as a thief in the woods or in the jungle. Link seems to be kind of hurt. It kind of seems like he was, those fairies were sent out by this kid. Oh, what a pretty ocarina. Hey, Skull Kid, let me touch it. I want to see. So, he's stealing the ocarina from Link. Or he's, like, checking it out, so... You can't tail. What would we go about if you dropped it and broke it? No way, you can't touch it. Aw, but sis, what? Why? Can I try it out too? So Link gets up, believe it or not. This is crazy. He's like, bro, what the heck? It's like, yeah, I'm getting an ocarina. But apparently Skull Kid is just slightly agile. He's able to get on Epona. Scares Epona. Epona's on his way. Link holding on for dear life. So no one really knows which woods these are. These are pretty, like, mystical woods. So Skull Kid barely was able to get away and things. So yeah. It was just an ocarina, but as far as I'm concerned, an ocarina is more for music and things. Which is pretty cool, so... But again, it just got, like... It just, like, kind of came out to be a big situation, which it didn't necessarily have to be. Kind of reminds me of RuneScape in a way. Excuse me. So yeah. It's fascinating because these woods look pretty cool. So I'm wondering if we'll be able to, like, go on an adventure through these woods. There's so many stories which will go along with it. Like, for example, I believe it was the original Paper Mario where there is a haunted woods. It might be Thousand Year Door, if I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, it's Thousand Year Door. And there's these woods basically, and they're kind of haunted and stuff. So it's where one of the stars are. If I remember correctly, it's barely not like Bugis or whatever his name was. It might be Dupless. Dupless, I believe, was the 1,000-Year Door one, and if I remember correctly, I think it's literally Buglis in Paper Mario, the Haunted Woods. So yeah, I don't quite remember exactly. If I know the original Paper Mario, I believe, is the one with the stars. So they both have stars. So anyways, they're both pretty good games. I fucking love those games. But yeah, this is kind of what those woods remind me of, which is pretty cool, by the way, because like obviously they're not necessarily the same woods, and as far as I'm concerned, well, they're just not. There's theories for those things, but it was just cool to think about for a second, because I know people want to make ROM hacks and things, and I'm like, you know, why not? Why not get like motivation and stuff from those types of games? So yeah, it's just an idea, and obviously the woods are very beautiful. It's just want to make it clear, it's just the woods in the Legend of Zelda. It's not the Paper Mario woods. They look, it's just motivation type of place. Like for example, it's not like Googla couldn't be like an enemy in the game, you know? So it's just those types of ideas. It's just a bit of fanfare, like fan service, but it's just Zelda at the end of the night. So obviously I love all games, especially games like this, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. I'm more than excited to get to play through it. So yeah, these woods, believe it or not, are very beautiful. Like I love the colors and like just the creative like form of the woods. So yeah, it's awesome. And just one more example before I go is like, imagine if there was like a paper Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, kind of like Paper Mario, but it's just the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So you know, and the same thing for Paper Mario, but it's just in the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask format, which I believe it or not, is like Mario 64, I believe they called it. It's just those things, y'all, where it's like, not necessarily like, what if their stories are like, but what if their stories are like bought into like into like the game's dimensional world, you know? I don't know if that makes sense. Like for example, Paper Mario, but with like the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask like world building. So yeah, it's just these cool ideas and stuff. So I was able to get through the woods, obviously Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask woods, and I guess Link didn't know there was like a hole in the trees, but you know, he's there, and yeah, perfect.